Hey, my name is Victor, and I work as a software engineer. And um, recently, not like I always been like going to interviews and doing going through the technical interviews. And uh, so the part about the technical interviews is they are quite stressful uh, for software engineers, and um, this is why most engineers go through them only when they have a layout or um, they want to switch a job, like uh, to increase their income or to try a new role. So there are different could be different reasons, but the thing is that we, engineers, like software engineers, they usually do it very rare, uh, only when they have to, and once they land the job that they want, they stop doing it. Uh, but I think that it is a good practice to uh, continue doing it. At least have a couple of technical interviews per month. And my reasons are that um, so what are the reasons? The main thing with technical interviews is that they are very stressful, and when person is under stress, he cannot think straight. He cannot um, like the thing that the engineer could answer um, very easily because he knows it. Uh, like in a normal environment, when he's asked by a colleague or he's talking with a friend of his in a team, like there is no stress. No one is evaluating you. So you you talk freely. You can access any information that you know. But when you're under stress, uh, it is unavoidable that you you could like lose the access to the information that you know. So um and the um when you go to the interview very rarely, the stress is very high because you are in that moment when you are judged, when you are evaluated, when you feel insecure, when especially uh, when you are in a dire situation and there are the stakes are very high for you. For example, you was laid out, you don't have any financial resources to go by without an income. uh, you look for any job and you want it as fast as possible. So this create this vicious circle. Like when the more you want to land a job, the harder it is to get it because the interview is becomes so much stressful for you. So uh, that's why I think that going to the interviews, it normalizes the experience. Like when you go there regularly, uh, and it happens because like you have like more and more exposure. It kind of desensitize you from the stress that you have during the interview. Also, I think the biggest um, bonus of going to the interview while you are already employed, even if you don't like necessarily need a new job, uh, removes these high stakes because you know that even if you don't pass it, you're still good because you have a job. If you do land it, like, and if it's better, then like it's even even better, like because you can choose whether you want to leave your current company and go into the new role, probably with higher income or more interesting stack, or you decide to stay. And you can use this offer as a, as a leverage to increase your salary in the company that you work. Um, because if it happens, that means that the market, that the place, the company that you're working at the moment is undervalues your impact, your job, because if you landed the job with a higher payment, it means that the market values your job higher. So these are the reasons why I think it's very important to go to the interviews, even if you don't need another job. Um, and recently, um, I've been applying to multiple positions, and uh, so what I can tell is that the job market definitely changed, and yes, I do think that the AI is the culprit here. Uh, Even though there are like a lot of opinions that like that it's not AI, it's that the company is overhired and now they're laying off and blah blah blah. But I think it's AI. AI just changed um, the dynamic of the IT. It kind of made possible for people, for juniors, to deliver the code that works. Uh, and because of that, there were like a lot of people can now apply for the jobs. But since um, the amount of people increased drastically, the bar of the market also had to jump because uh, like this is the how the market works. Like um, the more candidates they have, the higher they elevate the bar because they cannot take all of them. So they make it harder and harder for uh, juniors, and not only juniors, but for the middle and senior and staff engineers uh, to land a job. So AI made it harder for everyone. Uh, but I guess it is hardest now for the people that are just coming into the AI into the IT software engineering. So I can definitely feel that the requirements and the wants of um, employers, they significantly jumped. Uh, I work as a, a backend engineer mostly. My main language is Python. Um, so, and I can see that like in the pre-AI era, like it was enough if you just know, common frameworks, backend frameworks, know how to Dockerize your application, uh, and you can you can work and you can write your own CI/CD pipelines, and that would and some cloud services like it would be easy AWS or Azure, like it's golden if you know both, and that's enough. That's enough for you to apply for some like many jobs and to land them if you really know the frameworks and the um, the language and so this is how it worked. But now I look through the requirements and this is not enough anymore. So if you want to land a job, you need to know not only this, you need to know the whole cycle of software engineering. You need to know how to uh, create their own infra, like you need to know Terraform. You need to know about the infrastructure itself, Kubernetes and how it works, and you need to know all of the services. Very often it's Azure plus AWS plus Google Cloud Platform, like all in one, and so you need the array of the instruments and tools and the depth uh, of knowledge that you're supposed to know in order to enter the job market and successfully land a job is 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 much bigger. And um, so the expectations just changed, and that makes it like harder for everyone to land a job. Also, um, there is a thing with coding itself. Like it is a known thing that more and more software engineers they code using the LLMs. Like it could be either before it was only Copilot, like the first thing that came, and everyone was like, using it and happy about that. Then there were like tools like Windsurf and Cursor, Cursor, I believe. I didn't use those. I kind of skipped that. ChatGPT was more than enough for me for assisted coding, for checking something. But now it is like the new kind of generation of um, AI coding. It's like Cloud Code and Codex from OpenAI and the Cloud Code from Anthropic. So these tools, this is kind of coding through agents. You're not even touching the code in most cases. And this is like, it kind of boosts your speed a lot, but and you get this dopamine shot that what took you for like the task, the feature or bug fix that took you like a day or 2 days now could take like a 15 minutes because with this agentic coding, these tools are so good in keeping the context of the whole project and delivering the solutions or new features in minutes. And like no man can beat that. Uh, and so more and more people kind of using these tools, um, increasing the speed, and by that increasing the expectation of the business of the companies on the um, on the delivery speed. So you, you kind of cannot afford anymore to code only by hand and not rely on AI, because if you do, you are you're gonna be like, the slowest engineer in the team. So that's the new reality. What I noticed is that the more I rely on the coding with AI, the more I forget how to do it myself, like, old style, like no AI, just coding and Googling. And this is how it used to be. And now, um, because the style of coding changed, I think that understanding also decreased. Uh, because when you go away from the manual coding, you kind of lose this deeper understanding of what the code is doing and why we are writing it exactly this way, why we are using the wrapper here, why we're using uh, this pattern there, and and how could we, make it even cleaner and more efficient. So we kind of do the code review for the AI, and if that makes sense, then yeah, that's okay. If that works, if the tests are passing, if uh, the the code is doing what, and producing the result that we expected in the task, in the Jira task, then like the job is done. Um, so the understanding kind of, goes away, and the further it goes, the worse is situation. So, and I think that, uh, like, I personally think that we need to push against that. And I think that the only way to push against that is to go into manual coding, maybe do some critical tasks for it, or do the manual coding in your pet projects when there is like no expectations from anyone else, like it's your own project, you can code it however you want. And um, like, I mean, still do the analysis and discussion with AI, with the model, but do the coding manually yourself, because like there is like an opinion like you don't need to code manually. This is like, why would you do that if the model can do it and in seconds? Why would you spend time on that? But I think the manual coding matters, because there is a thing with, with typing the code yourself. Because when you type, you kind of think through it. It's same thing with writing. Uh, this talk about the manual coding can be, it's the same thing with writing. Why would you write something if you can, um, just tell the AI to write it for you? I think that the writing, like the coding, the typing the code, kind of hardwires this code into your brain, and it makes your brain to better understand what you're writing. So that's my thinking, um, and my thoughts on the coding interviews, going to the coding interviews, and uh, what's going on in IT. job market. So if you have some opinion to share, you can do it in the comments. Um, and thanks for listening.